Max Lewis then will start on pole position. That's him in the orange helmet on the left-hand side. On the right, Jacob Cartledge, then it's Freddie Housego and Alex Lynn on the second row. Isabella Stansmore-Wilson and Lewis Hall on row number 3. George Ralston and Max Greatrex, row 4. Alfie Forrester and James Winstanley on row 5. 11th, Joshua Owen. He starts alongside Riley Blakemore with Ralphie Branscombe and James Fabricius on row number 7. Rio Wardalley is 15th with Max Williams alongside Toby Turner and Harris Alley on row number 9, with Thomas Potter and Sam Hayes in 19th and 20th respectively. 21st, Jack Collinson. 22nd, Max Housego. Then it's Larry Price in 23rd with Max Wheatley in 24th. And for the first time today, we see our championship leader in Honda Cadet, Harris Roberts, starting from 25th place. Looks like Alfie Forrester there is facing the wrong way on the grass. So he's going to have to clean his tyres off and get himself into position on the grid. Luckily, it's a standing start, so he'll be able to make his way round and find the gap where his kart should be. And that will be allow him to take up his position on track. Start line marshal, just making sure everybody is in position. Helpers as well are all in there, just having a little pep talk with their drivers. A quick look up, telling them to have a look at the lights, focus on that first corner as everybody gets themselves into position on track. Just got to find a space for Alfie Forrester. There's the space for Alfie Forrester as he slots the 79 kart into position. Gets that kart straightened up by his helper. And everybody is into position and looks like we are ready to go racing here then for heat number 3 in Honda Cadets. After this one, 4 more races in the morning session before we break for lunch. I'll keep you up to date throughout then as we have a look at heat number 2 for this one. The heat that preceded Honda's saw Harry Samuel pick up a 5-second front fairing penalty as well. Keep an eye out as well for some other classes in Minimax. Penalties applied to Ben Adrian and Freddie Lines for front fairing issues. That drops Ben Adrian down into 11th, promotes Jared Fox Whiteley up into 9th place, so another point gained for Fox Whiteley in that quest for the championship, although has handed 5 points over to Lewis Goff. At the end of the day, Goff needs to have finished within 11 points of Fox Whiteley to keep the championship alive going into Ella Park in a month's time, the first weekend of October. Lights out though in Honda Cadet. We're away and racing. It's a good start from Alex Lynn in the 6, and he's going to try and move through from the outside of the second row into 3rd place. He does. Can everybody get round that first corner? Stansmore-Wilson has had a good start as well in the 88. Has to drop in though behind Max Greatrex. Now, this is the thing with it being a 3 from 5. Some of these drivers, this is the first time they've been out on track since the morning practice. For some of our drivers, Larry Price, for example, this is his 3rd one. Max Lewis from pole position, spins at hairpin number 3, arms off the wheel. The suggestion there then, he's had some help going round into that first corner. We'll see where everybody is when they come over the line for the first time, but frustrations for Max Lewis in the 46, the young driver from Stoke-on-Trent in Staffordshire. But as they come over the line then for the first time, it's Alex Lynn leading the way from Freddie Housego and Lewis Hall. It's then Max Greatrex, Isabella Stansmore-Wilson, George Ralston, James Winstanley and Alfie Forrester complete your top 8 in front of Riley Blakemore and Jacob Cartledge, with Rio Wardalley and Toby Turner, the 2 drivers just on the periphery of the top 10. Make their way into that double apex left. Alex Lynn leading then in the top 3, beginning to break away as the rest of the field make their way through. Fabricius, who had the off in his previous heat, heat number 2. Now we see Housego getting a good run on Alex Lynn, slots back in the slipstream. Will he pop out into the first corner? He doesn't, as they head down towards the first corner. Just on the outside of the top 10, Rio Wardalley has moved up into 10th place there. Now It's like Riley Blakemore going very, very defensive on Isabella Stansmore. It's not, it's Max Gray-Trex, sorry, going very, very defensive on Isabella Stansmore-Wilson. It's very early in the race at 2 minutes to be defending so hard when you could be pushing further forward. And we know Max Gray-Trex has got decent pace. Stansmore-Wilson has managed to find their way through and moves up into 4th place. The gap, though, now over a second to the leading trio. I think Toby Turner's had a bit of an off. He was in 12th place on the previous lap, now down in 24th. He lost 10 places on the lap preceding this one. Sees him down off the tail of the field as well, and that lap on the previous lap was 50 seconds, so lost around about 8 seconds. Alex Lynn has handed the lead over, though, to Freddie Housigo and Lewis Hall, who won the shortened 3rd heat at Landau, and now he moves through to take the lead from Freddie Housigo. In the background, we see Rio Wardley. He's moved up into 9th place, with Riley Blakemore dropping down into 10th. Harris Ali, who had a strong outing in his previous heat, up into 11th, with Sam Hayes in 12th place, with Jacob Cartledge, James Fabricius and Harris Roberts making his way up into 15th place, as Fabricius finds a way past Jacob Cartledge, and Harris Roberts is going to do the same as well, I think, into the right-hander. And there's a spin there, I think, for Cartledge in the 73 kart. In the background, as Ralston goes very, very wide into the turn 3 hairpin as well. Hayes is on the inside of Harris Ali, and he finds a way through. He's on the right, on the back now of Rio Wardley in the 7 kart. At the front, though, now, looks like Alex Lynn has managed to find a way back in front of not only Freddie Housigo, but also Lewis Hall. From 3rd place to 1st goes Alex Lynn, and he is leading the way. As Wardley is to the inside there, Ralston on the inside of Sam Hayes. He's going to come through. Hayes is going to bounce over the rumble strip. Now he's going to need the run down that back straight into the hairpin, and Hayes does have the move done as well. Harris Ali is going to come down the inside, I think, as well as George Ralston. Ralston could well lose 2 places, as now Isabella Stansmore-Wilson is up inside the top 3 for the first time. Half race distance, Alex Lynn leading the way from Lewis Hall and Isabella Stansmore-Wilson. The top 5 have got a little bit of a gap, then back to James Winstanley and Rio Wardley, who won driver of the day at Landau in Honda Cadet, is up into 7th place. Behind him, Alfie Forrester, Sam Hayes. Then there's contact a little bit behind with George Ralston, losing a bit of momentum in doing so. Could have lost a place there to Harris Ali, but doesn't, as they move to the inside. And Sam Hayes with a late move down the inside of Alfie Forrester. He's got through as well. Forrester's then had to run wide. He's lost a place to Ralston. So they all settle themselves down. Max Gray-Trex is back in front of Isabella Stansmore-Wilson. That's her down into 4th place again, I think. Could potentially even be 5th as they sort themselves out. The top 5 battling as well. That's going to allow James Winstanley to close back up, as Stansmore-Wilson is down into 5th place. Gray-Trex down the inside of Freddie Housigo for 3rd place. And Alex Lynn with 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And Gray-Trex, once again, as soon as he gets to the front of a train, super defensive. There's Harris Ali, George Ralston, and then here Harris Roberts trying to find his way through. Larry Price as well in the background. Both those drivers, with Price this being his 3rd heat, Roberts being his 1st, just need clean races, particularly Larry Price, as Roberts goes down the inside of George Ralston in a move that can only be seen as quite desperate, as he bounces over the curbs and has the door closed. Roberts knows that he needs points, having seen a few drivers do quite well in the opening few races, with Price being 3rd in the championship. He still has a mathematical chance of taking it, but at the moment it really is between Fabricius and Roberts, as Housigo is forced slightly onto the grass by Stansmore-Wilson, the top 6 nose to tail. But if they keep battling, they're going to back themselves into Wardley, Hayes, Harris and Fabricius, the remaining runners inside the top 10. Stansmore-Wilson back up now into 4th place, having been down into 5th. Alex Lynn, though, still leading the way from Lewis Hall and Max Gray-Trex, and Hall gets a good run out of the final corner as Sam Hayes just slides into shot, facing the wrong way round the final corner. Not sure what caused that, but Sam Hayes is out of what was 8th place as Fabricius comes down the inside of Rio Wardley, and Wardley is off onto the grass as well. Fabricius forces him wide. There's contact between Fabricius and Potter as he rejoins the circuit. Collinson is through down the inside, and now on the back of James Fabricius is Harris Roberts, his nearest championship challenger. 1 minute to go in heat number 3 for Honda Cadets, and it's been an intense one from start to finish. Alex Lynn leading the way. Holdout gets a good run over start finish as they head towards the first corner for what could be the penultimate time. And Lewis Hall leads the way now with Alex Lynn in second place. Max Gray-Trex defends once again to the inside as James Winstanley tries to get past Freddie Housego. In the background though, closing now is Harris Ali, and he's going to be right on the back of this one, and he is. He crossed the line almost 7/10 off the back of Winstanley, and he is right on the back in 7th place for this battle for to get inside the top 5. 22 seconds remaining as they come over start finish. We're going to have 2 minutes remaining. Now Stansmore Wilson, 2 laps remaining. Stansmore Wilson gets to the inside of Gray-Trex in the same way that Alex Lynn in the similarly liveried cart has found a way past Lewis Hall for the lead. Time elapses. To the inside comes Stansmore Wilson, although not quite as much as Gray-Trex was on the previous lap. In the background we see Harris Roberts as well trying to get to the inside. Potter's on the back of this one. He's closed up as well, as has Harris Ali. As we say, the time has elapsed. When they come round this time, it will be the last lap board. Anyone really of this top 4, potentially even the top 10 if there's enough battling going on, could take the victory here. Stansmore Wilson gets a good run out, but then scrubs off a bit too much speed on Lewis Hall. Last lap board is out, and Max Gray-Trex comes now to the inside of Isabella Stansmore Wilson. Will she get the cut back into the second corner? She does, but Gray-Trex runs all the way around the outside, holds on, and he's going to have enough now. Lewis Hall to the inside of Alex Lynn. Lynn runs round the outside and holds on to the corner. They're still battling 2 and 3 wide in the background. Half a lap remaining for Alex Lynn to hold on from Lewis Hall. Bouncing over the curbs, as is everybody else. They're 2 and 3 wide still round the double apex left. Alex Lynn and Lewis Hall. Who's going to get the run out of the final corner? Alex Lynn in the 6 is going to win for the first time in CKC. Takes heat number 3 from Lewis Hall and Max Gray-Trex. Stansmore Wilson, Housego, Potter, Collinson, Price in 8th place. Winstanley and Harris Roberts complete your top 10 in front of Harris Ali and James Fabricius. Ralston, Williams, Blakemore, Wheatley, Forrester, Wardley, Hayes, Lewis, Cartledge, Housego, Turner and Owen complete your 24 runners in Honda Cadet for heat number 3.